Hey everyone, and a very good evening. So before I begin this session, first let me know if I'm visible and audible to you or not. Yes. Hi Nikesh Madhvi, good evening. Good evening Disha Bhatt. Good evening Disha. Hi Fenil. Hello Ami OTS 7 World. Good evening Bhagyavardhan. I am good Fenil, thanks for asking. Yes. Hi Keshri Vagela. Hello Suhani. Hi Sanjana Patil. Yes, Christina Charles is saying yes, ma'am. Charvi Parker, good evening. Good evening, Rishabh. Hi, Pranchal. Good evening, Vinod Kumar. Good evening, Jay. We have Alina Hashmi here. Lakshmi Jangir is here. Saif Pasha. Diksha is here. Aryan. All right, great. So there is no glitch at all, so we can begin. So my name is Khushbu and a very warm welcome to yet another wonderful session. So you all know what today's session is all about. Yes? So you must have seen the title of the video by now. Today we are going to discuss quadratic equations in one shot. Yes, in this one session only, I'll be covering all the concepts that are a part of your syllabus, and also we'll be solving a few questions so that you get a better understanding. Right? All right. Great. So without wasting any more time here, let's start the session. So we are all aware of the polynomials. Yes, we have done that in grade 9th also. We have that chapter in grade 10th as well. And we are aware of the degrees as well, right? So based on the degrees, we have different types of polynomials. Like we have linear polynomial. This is the general form of a linear polynomial. You can see that on a graph, it is represented by a straight line. Yes, and its degree is 1. Its highest power. That's called degree. That's 1. That's why we call it a linear polynomial. And then we have a quadratic polynomial, and it's basically represented by ax square plus bx plus c. That's how we represent a quadratic polynomial, and its graph will always be a parabola. That means a U-shaped graph. No, Subhansh, we have just started. You haven't missed anything. Don't worry. All right. So basically, this session will be focusing on the quadratic polynomials only, which are basically second degree polynomials, right? So let's take a quick look at the mathematical definition. So polynomial of the form ax square plus bx plus c, that's called a quadratic polynomial where a cannot be equal to 0. See, this is the restriction here, and that's a very important part. A can't be equal to 0 because if a is 0, then obviously this entire term would be 0. And this given the rest of the thing will no more be, you cannot call it a quadratic polynomial then. Yes, it's called quadratic since it has a degree 2. Yes. Correct. So all of you have understood this, that a cannot be equal to 0. So degree for this quadratic polynomial is going to be 2. Right, Nikesh Madhvi? All right. Good evening, Yashad Kesharvani. Yes, quadratic equations in one shot. All the concepts I'm covering today only. So please pay attention, right? If degree is 3, we call it a cubic polynomial, right? Okay. Now, we will try to understand what a quadratic equation is, right? This is what the chapter is all about. So an equation of the form ax plus bx plus c equals to 0. So this was the quadratic polynomial. Just this is what I told you in the previous slide, right? But when we equate this to 0, when this is equated to 0, we call it a quadratic equation. This is the difference between, you can say, an expression or an equation also, right? You have just missed the first slide. That's okay. It was all about what you have already learned, right? In the previous, in the polynomials chapter also, and in grade 9th as well. Thank you, Vaibhav Pandey. So whatever you have missed the previous slide, you can watch that later on, because recorded session you would only anyways have on YouTube. Hi, good evening, Angelica. Yes. Yes, correct, Nikesh Madhvi. Equation is simply when the polynomial is equated to 0. All right. Yes. So, and where this ABC are what? These are nothing but these are going to be real numbers. Here ABC can be real numbers. It can be integers, natural number, whole number. It can be irrational number also, right? Root numbers are also possible because real numbers include everything. But A cannot be equal to 0. This is what I just told you. If A is 0, this will no more be quadratic. Quadratic means degree of the variable has to be 2. All right. Yes, Sachin, it is coming. Right. So this is a quadratic equation. Now let's just take a quick look at few of the examples for quadratic equations, like 3x square minus 100 equals to x. This is also a quadratic equation. 7x square minus 6x equals to 4. 5x minus x square plus 2 equal to 0. All of them are quadratic. Why? Because you can see highest power, the degree over here is 2. Yes, Disha, but absolutely. A must not be 0. Yes. Real numbers shall include everything. We have whole numbers, we have natural numbers, we have integers, rational numbers, irrational numbers. Yes. Yes. Easy one, Deepak. No, Subhansh, Vanita, we won't have menti today. Alright. Lakshmi Jangir, I like your teaching method. Thank you. Now let's take all the quadratic equations. They have a standard form, right? Let's take a quick look at that. So when I say the standard form, that means when we write the equation, it has to be written in the order of highest degree to lowest degree. Like here, the highest power is 2 of the variable. So we write 3x square. Then here we have x. It has got power 1. I'll take it to the other side. We have minus x. Sign will change. Minus 100 as it is equals to 0. Right? So you can see the order of the degree. First, here the degree is 2. Highest power will come. Then the degree is 1 and then the constant term. Saif Pasha, you are my best teacher in math. Thank you. Yes. So here also, let's write this in standard form. So we have 7x square. I'll write this first. Then we have minus 6x. Already this is in the standard form, but only we have to take 4 to the other side. Sign will be minus equals to 0. Yes. All right. And then we have 5x minus x square plus 2 equals to 0, right? Simply I'll write this as minus x square plus 5x. Be careful while noting down the signs, right? This is minus x square. This is positive 1, right? Yes. All right. So this is how we write the quadratic equations in standard form. So we know about the basics, right? Now let's try out a question to check your understanding. So Mohit's mother is 47 years older than him. The product of their ages in years, 8 years from now will be 860. Which of the following equations represent this situation? So you can see 4 options over here. You can solve this question and let me know the answer in the comment section here. Quickly, I'm waiting. Yes, no Vanita, no menti today. See, your exams are approaching and the paper is going to be subjective, right? So we need to practice the questions. We need to practice how to actually write down the steps, how to show the solution. Yes. The degree, Ananya, the degree for a constant, when you have talking about a constant polynomial, in that case it is not defined. Some are saying C, some are saying B, maximum are saying C, yes? Okay, let's take a look at the solution now. Anshu is saying B, rest everyone is saying C. Okay, let's see what the correct answer is, and first we will take a look at the stepwise solution. So when we come across a word problem, what the first thing we should do? First, we should first try out what we are finding here, right? Next, we need to assign the variable to it because we have to form a quadratic equation over here, right? And then formation of equation as per the given conditions, as per the given information. So what are we trying to find here? We have to represent the given situation into a mathematical equation. This is what the question is asking, right? Now we need to assign the variable to it. Question is talking about 2 people, mother and the son. So here let's suppose the present age of Mohit is X years and present age of Mohit's mother is Y years. Yes? Yes. So we have assigned the variables. Now according to the given condition, we have to frame an equation. Mohit's mother's age, mother is 47 years older than him. That means mother is 47 years older than him, means this is mother's age. This is Mohit's age. We'll add 47 to Mohit's age such that we get the mother's age. Absolutely, Nikesh Madhi. Yes, Disha Bhatt. Now, question says 8 years from now. So, we'll add 8 years in both of their ages. So, y plus 8. In mother's age, I've added 8. In Mohit's age, I've added 8. In that case, the product of their ages become 860. See, I'm doing just word by word translation, literal translation of the statement. This is what I tell you every time when we come across a word problem. Because I think that I'm familiar with the names. Most of the students that I'm seeing here, they attend these sessions regularly, right? So you would have seen that every time whenever there is a word problem, I always tell it that please do literal translation of the statement. It becomes really simple to frame an equation. And you know that once the equation is framed, half of the job is done. Yes? Okay. Now I'll put y here. What is y? That is 47 plus x. Simply 47 plus 8, that's going to be 55. So x plus 55, x plus 8, that's equals to 860. This is the final result, and that's basically option C. So option C is the right answer. Yes, D. Deepak. Surajpal, ma'am, I think that if Byjus were there at the time of Einstein, then I cannot imagine the number of invention we did. C, right, Lakshmi Jangri, Christina, Yachar, 8 years later. That's going to be right. Correct. Rishabh, crystal clear? Okay, cool. So we all know how to form an quadratic equation with the given information in the question. Yes, Gamer King. Yeah, one of them is me. I never miss your session. Fennel, thank you. Yes. So now this was about that what a quadratic equation is and how do we write that in standard form, how to frame an equation, right? Now we'll talk about the roots, zeros and solutions of the quadratic equation, right? So let's consider an example here. Suppose we have this x minus 2 whole square equal to 0, right? So how would we write this? We'll write this as x minus 2 equal to 0, right? We can write it this way. So I can say here that the roots of this quadratic equation over here, they are going to be 2, 2. They are identical. Identical means they are same. They are equal, right? And when it comes to zeros, we will say that 2, 2 are the two zeros of the polynomial x minus 2 whole square. See, there is a one misconception over here. Students think that roots and zeros can be used interchangeably. No, it's not like that. See, when we talk about a quadratic equation, we use the term roots. But when you're talking about a quadratic polynomial, we use the term zeros. Right? Zeros is used for a polynomial. For equation, we use roots. Please remember this thing. Yes. Akshat, no. There is no mentee today. Yes. Deepa, clear about this part? Great. So I hope that all of you have clarity on this. What is the difference between roots and zeros now? Yes. You won't get confused in this. Bhagyavardhan is giving thumbs up. Yes. Shila, I just explained. Roots, we use this term roots for a quadratic equation. When I say zeros, it is for a polynomial. Sachin Jaiswal, okay ma'am. Mahendra Singh, thumbs up. Yes. Yes, Gamer King, right. Factorization, quadratic formula, completing square. 3 methods are there to find out the quadratic equation. Vanita is saying, of course. Gamer King, clear ma'am. Disha Bhatt, yes, clear. Yes, Disha Karukar, clear ma'am. This equation, see, this is the equation that we have. This is the example that we are considering. X minus 2 whole square equal to 0. I can split it up like this. X minus 2 times x minus 2 equal to 0. I can write it twice, right? So, roots. When I say roots, you would equate this to 0 and you will get two values, 2, 2. Both of them are identical. They are equal. They are same. So, we will say that this quadratic equation has got two identical roots. Right? For equation, we use the term roots. When I say this quadratic polynomial, it has got two zeros, 2, 2. All right. Tomorrow is your math paper. All the very best for your exam. I'm sure that you would do really well. Aryan, crystal clear. Great. All right. Let's talk about the solution, right? So here we saw that both the solutions were same, right? Both of them were equal. So we will say that 2 is the only solution for this. So that means there can be 2 or less solutions for a quadratic equation, right? 2 or less. Maximum 2. It can be 1 or it can be no solution, right? No confusion. Clear about this part? Niloji Beckham, Pranchal, Adarsh Kumar Singh. Great. All doubts are completely clear. Amazing. So let's move ahead. Now we will talk about how to find out the roots actually, because we have got different methods how to find out the zeros, how to solve a quadratic equation. 3 methods are there in our syllabus. One is the factorization method, another one is completing the square, and third one is the direct formula method, that is quadratic formula, right? Yes, maximum 2 zeros. Correct, Disha Bhatt, right. All right. So we'll be discussing each one of them one by one. Let's start off with the factorization method first, right? So factorization method is the most simplest. Reason being, first thing is you have been doing it for the past, I think, so many years, right? We start learning this when we are in grade 6th or 7th. Yes? Screen not clear, please refresh it once. All right. Surface areas and volumes. Yes, don't worry. We will have sessions on all the chapters, whatever are there in your syllabus of term 2. Still, I'll be explaining you. I'll be explaining because whenever the name of the method is not mentioned, you can apply any method whichever you want to. Okay. So let's take an example to understand this. X square minus 6x plus 8 equal to 0. We all are pretty well aware of middle term splitting, right? And that's what I'm going to do here. First, you write them in standard form. We multiply the extreme values. So I get 8x square, right? On multiplying them. So I'll write down the factors of this. Either it will be 8x, right? Or it will be 1x. This is the first factor, right? Or it can be what? 8x square we can get this way. Or it can be 2x. It can be 4x, right? Or it could be minus 8x minus 1x also. Still I'll get 8x square. Minus 2x minus 4x also, right? Any other factor for this? No? Yes? So here simply I'll say, because I need minus 6x on adding or subtracting. So which of these four pairs I can use? I can use minus 2x and minus 4x. So I'll simply write it here, x square minus 4x minus 2x plus 8 equal to 0. Yes, it's good for you to know that method. You should know it. Either it is there in your syllabus or not. Okay. All right. Now what I'll do is simply to find out the factors, I'll take common from the consecutive terms. I'll take common x from here. So we have x minus 4. I'll take minus 2 common from here. We have x minus 4 equal to 0. So both the brackets are same. We have x minus 4, x minus 2 equal to 0. Yes? Correct? So these are the factors, x minus 4 and x minus 2. The roots are going to be, we equate them to 0. So I get x equals to 4 and x equals to 2. So 2, 4 are the roots for this quadratic equation. Yes? All right, Runal. So all of you know how to solve using the middle term splitting method, using factorization method. Yes? All right. Lakshya Gupta is giving thumbs up. Yes, 2 and 4 are the roots for this. Now let's try out a question. Find the roots of the equation 2x square minus 11x plus 15 equals to 0 by factorization. So we'll be using the middle term splitting method, right? Bhavika, I've already discussed the difference roots between roots and zeros. Roots, we use this term for quadratic equation. Zeros we use for the polynomial. All right? Okay. So this is the quadratic equation that we have, right? What did I tell you? First, we write that in standard form. That should be your first step. Second step is you multiply the extreme values. You get what? You get 30x square. Now, let's write the factors of this. So it can be written as a product of 30x comma x, 3x comma 10x, 2x comma 15x, 5x comma 6x, minus 30x comma minus x, minus 3x comma minus 10x, minus 2x comma minus 15x, minus 5x comma minus 6x. Yes? All right. So these are the factors. Now, which amongst them can I use so that on adding or subtracting, I get minus 11x? Sure, Vishali, we will come up with that as well. Don't worry. Okay, right. So these are the factors that are possible. Now, out of these factors, we can use minus 5x and minus 6x, right? That will give us minus 11x. So let's substitute it here in place of 11x, minus 11x. Minus 5x minus 6x. Now what we'll do is we will take common from the consecutive terms. So we have x common, 2x minus 5 inside the bracket, minus 3, 2x minus 5 equals to 0. So what do we have here? Sorry, this step is repeated. We have 2x minus 5, x minus 3 equals to 0. So from here we get the values of x. When you equate this to 0, you get what? You get 5 by 2 and 3. These are the two roots. Yes, all of you have given the right answer. So we all are pretty well aware of this, right? The factorization method. Yes. Thank you, Dhanya Shri. 5 by 2 comma 3. Yes, these are the roots. So this was about middle term splitting method, which is factorization method. Now let's move ahead. Let's get back and see that which is the next method do we have. So now we will be understanding completing the square method. Yes. Okay, so let's first take a quick look at it. Suppose let's take an example. We have x square minus 6x plus 8 equals to 0, right? So when it comes to completing the square method, first thing that you need to do is write it in standard form. Again, your first step. Isha Chaudhary, ma'am, you are the best teacher. Thank you. Good evening, Srishti Swarupa. I'm doing good. Yes. All right. So here this is the equation. We write it in standard form. The first thing that you need to make sure is with x square there should be 1. There should be no other number with it. Okay? There should be 1 only. Let's suppose if it has 2 with it, if it has 3 with it, or any number, you divide or multiply, you divide the complete equation by that number. Yes? Alright. So here we have done 1. Now what we need to do is, we have got the middle term is minus 6x, right? So it is 6x actually. So what I'll do here is simply, this is 6, I'll multiply and divide this 6x by 2. So what do I get here? I get 2 times x times 3. This will get divided, right? I can write it this way. I'm circling it, this one. Yes? Yes, factorization method is easy. Okay. So now what I'll do is, this is the term that I have circled. We will take the square of it and we will add it here. We will add and subtract the square in this equation once. So it can be written as x square, and this could be written as 2 times x times 3, right? In place of 8 will remain as it is. I'll add the square of it and I'll subtract the square of it, plus 8 equals to 0. Yes? Practice it, Nikesh. It is simple. It's not difficult. You should know different methods. See, I'll divide this by 2 if it had 2 over here. If 2 was written over here, I'll divide the complete equation by 2 because there should be nothing written with the squared term. Yes? If 3 was here, I would divide the complete equation by 3. Alright. So simply what this becomes, we get x square minus 2 times x times 3 plus 9 minus 9 plus 8 equal to 0. On simplifying this, you would get this only, right? Now you can see this much part. Take a look at this. Doesn't this resemble x minus 3 whole square, right? And we will take 1 to the other side. We have 1 over here. Yes? Alright, so I'll take the square to the other side. What do I get? I get x minus 3, right, equals to plus minus root 1, which is 1 only, right? So on simplifying this, what do I get? I get x minus 3 equals to 1. I get x minus 3 equal to minus 1. I'll equate this to 1 and minus 1 one time. Yes. Yes, Shrishti? Definitely. See, what I'm doing here is, I'll split this term. So what I'm doing is, I'm dividing this by, what you have to do is, you have to divide and multiply the coefficient of middle term with 2, right? So I've multiplied with 2 and divided by 2. I can write this as 2 times x times 3. I'll replace this minus 6x with this thing. 2 times x times 3. And here, I've encircled this thing. You take the square of it, you add it and subtract it in the given equation. On simplifying, you get this, right? And then you have to form. So always remember, either a plus b will be formed or a minus b will be formed. Because a plus b square is what? A plus b whole square is a square plus 2ab plus b square. And a minus b whole square is what? A square. Because students get confused here, generally. So here you see all of them are positive. If you see all positive signs here, you would see it is a plus b whole square. If you see a negative sign over here, you would say that it is a minus b whole square. Suhani, for me maths was so difficult, but now I think it is so interesting and fantastic. Thank you, Suhani, for such kind words. Yes, indeed it is interesting. Yes, can be any number. Yes, Deepak, there can be any number with x square. Whatever number is written there, you have to divide the complete equation by that. Yes. X minus 3 whole square, yes. Keshvi, I hope your doubt is clear now. That's why it is x minus 3 whole square. Look at this term, right? This will always be a squared number. Always, yes. If it is not a squared number, you can, let's suppose we have 3 over here. You would write it as root 3, right? Okay. So simply what I've done here is, I'll divide and multiply this middle term. Take a look at this. This is the middle term that you have. 1 second. This is the middle term, right? So you see the coefficient of the middle term, which is minus 6 over here. So simply you take 6, you divide and multiply this by 2. You get 2 times x times 3. You write it this way, right? Okay. And then you substitute here. Circle number. You take the square of it, add it and subtract it in the given equation. You get this. Then you have to form the square, whether it is a plus b whole square or a minus b whole square. You get this, and I'm equating this now. 1 plus 3, so x would be equals to 4. It is x equal to minus 1 plus 3, so x would be equal to 2. These are the two roots. Yes. Shrishti, understood? Ma'am, if we divide with that number will become 1. Which number are you talking about? Yes? Ma'am, can you explain how we got x minus 3 whole square? See, definitely we have a negative sign here. It is a minus b whole square. This is clear, right? This x term, definitely it is 2ab. It is representing 2ab. And this is representing b over here. 9 can be written as 3 square. It is simple, x minus 3 whole square. Just look at these two numbers. See, this middle one will tell you about which formula we have to use. Okay? And this number, this will tell you about what do we need to write here. Because we are writing in terms of squares. Yes, Bhavika, I hope your doubt is clear. Bhavika, Sachin, Ananya, Keshvi Vakila, clear ma'am, because of you maths is easy for me. Thank you. Yes. Ananya is saying, understood ma'am, okay. Yes, we do have, Srilekha, questions for practice. Sachin is saying, yes ma'am. Alright, so that's how we can find it out. Now let's try out a question. We will be solving that using the completing a square method. So find out the roots of quadratic equation 2x square plus 12x plus 14 equal to 0 by using completing the square method. See, whomsoever has confusion is this, please pay attention now. So this is the given quadratic equation, right? What did I tell you? See, this time we have 2 with it. I'll divide the entire equation with 2 so that we have 1 over here, correct? So once I divide this with 2, I'm just showing you how we are getting this. Okay, so once I divide this by 2, this 2 is for each one of them. I get x square plus 6x plus 7 equal to 0. Correct? Right, this is what we are going to get. Alright, now, so this step is clear to everyone, right? Whatever is, because you kept asking me in the previous slide that whatever is written here, do we need to divide with that? Yes. Disha Bhatt, awesome session ma'am. Thank you. Okay. Now what we need to do is look at the middle term. It is written in the standard form, right? Look at the middle term, that's 6x. Now what did I tell you? To multiply and divide that by 2. You can write this as 2 times x times 3. I'll replace this 6x over here with 2 times x times 3. Rest everything same, right? Okay. Now I told you that here this 3, right? We do not have to change anything in 2 and x. This 3, I'll take the square of it. I'll add the square of it and subtract the square root of it in this equation. Okay. So what do we get? Till here we have to form the whole square formula, whether it is a plus b whole square or a minus b whole square. You can see this is the positive sign here with this term, with the middle term. So definitely it is a plus b whole square. That means a is x and b is what? That's 3. So x plus 3 whole square. And here, this is minus 9 plus 7. That's going to be minus 2. Yes. Diksha, it can be x square plus 6x plus 14. How can it be x square plus 6x plus 14? We are dividing this by 2. No, you have to first, when you are dividing this by 2, you have to divide the entire equation. Awesome session, ma'am. Thank you, Priya. See, Weber, why we need to square? Its method itself says, the name already suggests that completing the square method, right? That's why we have to take the square, whether it is a plus b whole square, a minus b whole square. 3 का square क्यों लेना है? D Deepak, see, because we have to form a plus b whole square over here or a minus b whole square depending on the sign of the middle term, right? The sign that middle term has with it. So here I can see that it has got plus sign. So it's going to be a plus b whole square. And what is b here? That's 3. Bhavika, clear ma'am? Yeah? Hitesh, I'll be explaining you that as well. Yes, we'll be covering all the concepts that you have in this chapter. Yes, Saif Pasha, is it clear now? We just have to split it up like this, and what we are doing here is we are just adding the square, and we are just adding and subtracting the square of it. What if we don't get whole number as a constant? Whatever number you have to divide with that. Okay, don't worry. Whatever number is there, method will still remain the same. Step 2 is I'm dividing and multiplying with the same number. That is 2 here, right? So that becomes 2 times x times 3. This 3 over here, you have to take the square of it, add and subtract it in the given equation. D Deepak, ab clear hua, right? Okay. So what do I get here? X plus 3 whole square minus 2. This is nothing but this is minus 9 plus 7. That's minus 2. I hope it's clear to everyone now, right Anisha? That was by mistake, Diksha. Saif Pasha is saying okay. Surajpal, lots of thumbs up. Awesome. So we have x plus 3 whole square minus 2 equal to 0. Now what should be our next step? Either you can take 2 to the other side, or you can write it this way also. X plus 3 whole square minus root 2 square. Right? This is also correct. I can write it this way. Right? So I can say that here, this is a square minus b square, which is nothing a plus b, a minus b. Correct? What is a here? A is x plus 3, b is root 2. So x plus 3 plus root 2, x plus 3 minus root 2. Equate this to 0, you will get the values. And what values we will get? So once I equate this to 0, I'll get minus 3 minus root 2. The other one I'll get root 2 minus 3. Root 2 minus 3. Correct? Yes? Minus 3 plus root 2, correct? And minus 3 minus root 2, right, Charvi? Ma'am, you're the best math teacher. Thank you, Suhani. Saif Pasha, understood? Yes. Nikesh Madhvi, understood? Yes, it is deleted, but you should know the methods. Yes. Alright, great. So this was about completing the square method. Now let's move ahead. Let's take a look at the next method. So next one is quadratic formula. This is, I would say, the direct way of solving the quadratic equation, right? So let's first understand this method, right? So let's take the same example. We have x square minus 6x plus 8 equal to 0, right? So quadratic formula, to get the value of the roots, we use x equal to minus b plus minus square root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. Here b square minus 4ac, nothing but that's d, right? Now I know that many of you would say, ma'am, we can write d over here. Yes, definitely we can write d over here. You can find out the d and put it here. That way it is also correct. So d is nothing but that's the discriminant, right? Okay. So first of all, you can see that you can compare it with the general form of the quadratic equation, which is ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. When you compare it, you would see that a over here is 1, b over here is minus 6, and c over here is 8. Right? Let's put it everything here. So what do I get? Simply on substitution, I'll get b is minus b over here. Already it is minus 6. So this becomes positive 6 plus minus b square is going to be minus 6 square. That's 36. 4ac. 4 times a is 1 and c is 8. That's going to be 6 plus minus 36 minus 32. So what it is going to be? It is going to be 6 plus minus root 4. That's nothing but that's 2. Right? So this is going to be 6 plus minus 2. So 6 plus 2, if you equate that to 0, you get 6 plus minus 2. I'm sorry, not equate that to 0. 6 plus minus 2. 6 plus 2 is 8 and 6 minus 2 is what? That's going to be 4. Yes. 30 times 40? Where this is coming from? 30 times 40. Yes. B square. Yes, Bhagyavardhan, right? Where this is coming from? 30 times 40. It's not a part of this question, I think. Nikesh, easiest method because you just have to put the values. Yes, that's Shraddhacharya's rule, right? Correct. Okay. So these are the two roots which are possible for this. I'm sorry, we have 2a also in the denominator. I forgot to write it. Yeah, we have 2a also. What is a? A is 1. So I'll write 2 in the denominator. We have 4, 2. These are the roots. Yes, Bhagyavardhan, I forgot to write it down because there is very little space over here. Saif Pasha. Yes. All we are doing is, this is the formula. You just have to substitute the values. How we are doing it? This is the general quadratic equation, general form. You compare it with the given equation. So what is written with x square over here? That's a. And here we have got 1. So a is 1. Here with x we have b. Here we have minus 6. Constant term is c. This is 8. Substitute everything. Just simplify it. Right? See, I feel that this method is calculative actually. If you have simple digits, this method would be very simple. But if digits are bigger, this becomes complicated. Right? Yes, x plus Disha Bhatt. Ma'am, if we separate and write x plus minus 3. 30 times 40 मेरे से ही सीखना है, right? We will be doing word problems, don't worry. Understood, right? X plus minus 3 whole square. Disha, I'm not able to understand your question. Alright. So this is how we solve the quadratic equation using the quadratic formula. So just now I told you that this d, this discriminant is nothing but that's b square minus 4ac. So before we start off with the questions, let's first understand what actually this d is actually telling us, right? So we all know that d is actually discriminant. It tells us about the nature of the roots. So b square minus 4ac is called the discriminant of the quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. Alright. So it tells us about the nature of the roots. So when you find out d, right? When you find out d, and if you see that if b square minus 4ac is greater than 0, then the roots are going to be real and distinct in that case. And if you see that b square minus 4ac is less than 0, then no real roots are possible. So you do not have to solve further, right? And if it is equal to 0, in that case we say that we have real and equal roots. Yes. Yes, I'll try covering as much as I can in this session. Quadratic equation only coming for 4 marks in term 2. So do we need to study the lengthy questions? Word problems, yes, you will have to. Because word problems can easily come in 4 marks. X plus 3 whole square as... No, we cannot write it that way. Reason being, Disha, because a minus b... a minus b whole square is what? That's actually a square minus 2ab plus b square, right? X plus 3 whole square, you are saying you can split it up like this, x plus 3, x minus 3. That's completely wrong, right? Look at the identities that you have. A minus b whole square, I just wrote it down. A plus b whole square, all the positive signs would be there. And a square minus b square is a plus b, a minus b. Had it been in that form, x square minus 3 square, then you can write it like this, x plus 3, x minus 3. Yes. If it is more than 0, roots are real and distinct. If it is equal to 0, they are real and equal. And if it is less than 0, no real roots, you do not have to solve further then. Yes. Okay. So this was about the nature of roots. How do we find this out? Now let's try out a few word problems. Find a natural number whose square when diminished by 84 equals thrice of 8 more than the given number. So what we will do here? Just literal translation of the statement. We have to find out a natural number over here whose square when diminished by 84. Diminished by 84 means it is reduced by 84. Then it is equal to thrice of 8. That means 3 times 8 more than the given number. 3 times 8 more than the given number. What does that mean? Let's suppose that the natural number I'm talking about here is x, right? Whose square, I'll take the square of it, diminished by 84. That means reduced by 84. So x square minus 84. Equals, that means equal to, thrice of, that means 3 times of what? 8 more than the given number. 8 more than given number means, what is the given number? That's x. So x plus 8. No real roots a question can come in less marks, right? Obviously, they won't give you that in 4 marks. Yes? Alright. So here we have x 3 times x plus 8. So we have got x square minus 84 equal to 3x plus 24. Let's take everything on one side. You get this equation. I'm using the quadratic formula to simplify this because we haven't discussed any question on this, right? So we compare that with the general form of the quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. So a is 1, b is minus 3, c is minus 108. Put it in the quadratic formula, which is minus b plus minus root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. See, if you're writing b square minus 4ac here, that is also fine. You can find out the discriminant first, then put it here. That is also okay. Yes. Ma'am, next chapter circles. We're already done with circles, Priya. You can watch the session. We did it last week. So Chitra Gupta, amazing session, ma'am. I got everything clear. Teachers at Byjus are the best. Thank you. Okay, so we see that x is equals to 3 plus minus square root of 441 by 2. And what we get here? We get values as 9 and minus 9 and 12. Since it's a natural number, we cannot consider this value minus 9. So our answer is going to be 12 in this case. Yes? Alrighty. Alright. Fenil, we have real roots possible for this. Alright, let's take a look at the next question. Check whether the real roots exist for the equation x square minus 9x minus 90 equal to 0. This time we have to check if real roots exist or not. So how do we check it? We use the discriminant to check it out. So compare it with the general form. A would be 1, B would be minus 9 and C would be minus 90. Yes, I'll give you homework after the class. Disha, both x plus 3 whole square can be written as x plus 3 times x plus 3. Yes. Kartikeya, I'll show you the schedule after, once this session is done. A little mistake, yes. Alright. Okay, so we will check discriminant over here, which is b square minus 4ac. Put everything in the formula, right? What do you get? You get 441, which is positive, right? So d is greater than 0. And what we learned are when d is greater than 0, the roots are real and distinct. Real roots are possible, yes. Now we need to, if I find them out, so formula is minus b plus minus root d by 2a. This is plus root d minus root d. Put everything here. You get the answers, which is minus 6 and 15. These are the real roots. Yes, d is 441. Correct. Absolutely. So you all have understood how to apply this method. Let's take a look at the next question. If a and b are distinct real numbers, determine the nature of the roots following quadratic equations 2 times a square plus b square x square plus 2a plus bx plus 1 equal to 0. This is the quadratic equation that we have. A and b are distinct, different real numbers. We have to check the nature of roots. Yes, Charvi, correct. Question did not ask for nature of for the value of roots. I just showed it to you. If the question like this comes in the exam, you do not have to find out the roots. Don't worry. You just have to check its nature. Correct. Okay. Right. So to check the nature of the roots, what we do is we compare with the general, the standard form of the quadratic equation, which is ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. A is this, b is this, and c is 1. Yes? All the very best, Sunita Mishra. I'm sure that you would do very good in the exam. Yes. All right. Okay. So d is b square minus 4ac, right? So don't get confused. In the equation also we have b, in the equation also we have a, right? So I'll put everything here. What is b? This is b. We'll take the square of it. Minus 4 as it is. A is what? This is a. We write it as it is. And c is what? C is 1, right? All right. Okay, so let's simplify this. Square of 2 would be 4. And then we have a square plus b square whole square. Yes? So what we are doing here is simply first I'll multiply this and we take the square of it. So we get 4a square plus 4b square plus 8ab minus 8a square minus 8b square. Open everything up, simplify it, you get this equation. I'll take 4 common now. So what we have, a square plus b square minus 2ab, which is nothing but that's actually a minus b whole square, right? And we have minus 4 over here. So what we notice here is that a minus b whole square, this will always be positive, right? Since it is a squared number. Squared number will always be positive, but here we have got minus 4 also. So since this is minus 4, squared number will be positive or it can be 0. But since we have minus 4 over here, whatever value I get, once it is multiplied with the negative number, the answer would be negative only. So d would be lesser than 0 in that case. I would say that it has no real roots. Real roots are not possible. Pavan Makhare, awesome. Thank you. Sunil, Byjus is helping a lot of students during this lockdown. Yes, we will be doing a video on surface area and volume as well. Don't worry. So that's how we can check the nature of the roots. It's a very good question from exam point of view also. Let's take a look at the next question. If the equation x plus 1 by x equal to p has real and equal roots, then find the value of p and roots of the equation. This is the equation that you have. Question is already specifying it has real and equal roots, right? So using this condition, what we will do is, first I'll cross multiply them. After cross multiplying, we get this equation, right? Alright. So discriminant, question is saying equal roots. When roots are equal, discriminant is 0, right? Which is b square minus 4ac. b is minus p square minus 4 times 1 equal to 0. What do I get? I get p square minus 4 equal to 0, right? So this can be written as p minus 2, p plus 2 because it is resembling a square minus b square, that is a plus b, a minus b. Pavitra, this is my first live session. I love it. Thank you, Pavitra. That's okay, KHP. You can watch whatever you have missed later on. Yes? Okay. So we get two values of p, 2 and minus 2, right? We have got the value of p now. Now I need to find out the nature of the, the roots of the equation. So for roots of the equation, if I put p as 2 over here, I'll get this equation as x square minus 2x plus 1. When you simplify it using any of the methods, right? So the root because this could be written as x minus 1 whole square equal to 0, right? So you will get two identical roots, 1 and 1. So root is 1 over here, right? And if p is minus 2, you get this equation. So this is actually x plus 1 whole square equal to 0. Again, roots are identical, so root is minus 1 in this case. Right? Correct. 2 and minus 2, that's the value of p. So I hope that everybody have understood this question, how to find out the roots. First you put the value of p, then depending on the different values of p, you get the value of roots. All right. Understood? Yes? Quickly give me a thumbs up if it is clear to you. Satyam, now math become easy because of you. Thank you. Yes, Bhagyavardhan, 1 in first case, minus 1 in second case. Correct. Priya, my first session, I love it. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Priya. Okay, I can see lots of thumbs up in the comment section. So it's clear to everyone, yes? See the questions that I've discussed at the end over here, all these are very important from the exam point of view. All right, homework time now. Yep. So this is the question that you can try in homework. Find the values of k for the following quadratic equations so that they have two equal roots. Kx times x minus 2 plus 6 equals to 0. You can solve this question and you can let us know the answers in the comment section below. Quickly you can note it down or you can take a screenshot of it. Yes? All right, done? Great. Well, this is not the end because we have got many more sessions lined up for you from every Monday to Friday to make you exam ready. Now let me give you a glimpse of the upcoming session. So next session is tomorrow, that is 8th February, Tuesday at 6 p.m. So tomorrow I'll be discussing some critical questions for quadratic equations. Yes, questions are going to be challenging. Also, they will be important from exam point of view. Yes. Fun with Ayush Pandey. Maths became a cup of tea because of you. You are working hard for us. Thank you, Ayush, for such positive words. Yes. So I hope that everybody would post the answer in the comment section of the homework question, right? Vijay, arithmetic progression, we have already done it. You can watch the recorded session on YouTube. Great. And you all know that we have free trial classes as well, and link for that is given in the description box, and you can click on that and you can gain access to more such great content. And please like, share and subscribe so that you get notifications about the upcoming sessions. So I'll see you tomorrow. Until then, take care, be curious. Thank you.